Hey, Gary Minchell here. I'm editor-in-chief of Automation World magazine, and this is not one of my other kinds of podcasts or video casts today. Today I'm here to talk about the Packaging Automation Forum. This will be the 6th annual Packaging Automation Forum coming up April 26th. It'll be in the Chicago suburban area near O'Hare Airport. And if you go to PACWorld, PACKWORLD.com/PAF, you can read all about it and see how to register for this event and how to get there and where it is and all that sort of thing. But we've had 5 of these so far, and this is our 6th, and they have been just phenomenal so far. We've gathered together up to a couple of hundred people who are involved in automation in manufacturing one way or another. And we center on the packaging line, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everything is only packaging. So if you're an engineer and you're not, and if your job is to specify or build packaging machinery and the controls, definitely you should be here. But if you work in an environment, say you're IT or management or engineering in another part of the plant that interfaces with the packaging line, we have plenty of information for you too. And there are various kinds of processes. It could be batch processing, it could be food processing. There are a lot of different ways that this all interfaces together. And we want to talk about how to make your overall company more competitive and efficient and that sort of thing, profitable. We're all about all that kind of stuff in Automation World especially, and if you followed me at all. So I really invite you to take a look at the Packaging Automation Forum, April 26th. And check it out. And I'll just give you a brief preview of some of the things coming up. The first session is by a person named Bill Akins. He's president of Jenna Fish, and his expertise is linking like consumer behavior in a grocery store and linking it back to the grocery store, the supply chain, the manufacturing, and all the way down. And you'll say, "Whoa, that's pretty broad." And yes, it is. But what's the important thing? This has been a coming trend in automation for a long time, and where the technology is getting better and better to tie it together. How can we tie consumer behavior back through the supply chain all the way back to production or manufacturing, so that we manufacture? It's called demand-driven. So we manufacture what consumers want. I once heard a CEO say something to the effect of, "Why don't we just do what the consumers are?" It was Gordon Bethune, Continental. He said, "Why don't we just fly to where the customers want to fly?" What a revolutionary idea. Well, that's what we're trying to do with manufacturing, is make what the consumers want, so we're more profitable. So he's going to talk a little bit about tying all this together and how it ties all the way back into the to the actual packaging machine, actually the labels and so on you put on. And I'm looking forward to this. I don't know him, and it should be a very interesting talk. And next we have we have a really eclectic session this year. You never know where it's going to go and what's going to be hot topics. But the second person is James Whalen, and he's Director of Operations Services for Rich Products Corporation. And he's going to talk about manufacturing line optimization through better and more frequent data from across the organization. And this has been a trend. We started Automation World 8 years ago, and it's one of the focal points of Automation World. And once again, the technology is getting better, people are getting better using it, and so we're talking about how to use information better, how to gather information, get the right information, get it to the right people in the right context, and all this sort of stuff. And so we're going to talk about that, and this applies. IT people need to be involved with this, engineers need to be involved with this. You need to know all the stuff that goes on there. Another speaker, I apologize, usually I memorize all this, more than I can memorize, a software solution that improves equipment reliability. Ed Michel, who's computerized maintenance management system manager at Frito-Lay, and CMMS, and maintenance. You say, maintenance. No, reliability. There's 2 things you need to do. You need to keep the equipment running, and you need to have it available, and you need to have it producing. And so somebody's got to make sure machines are available for production. And it's very important. Reliability is key. Reliability is one of the things of OEE. And as we try to approach the entire spectrum of automation for the plant, so it includes packaging and it includes other broader topics, that's what we'll be talking about there. Another important topic. If you're involved in that at all, once again, you should be there. I've really been impressed. I followed an organization called OMAC almost since its beginning, way back in the late 90s, and a packaging working group sprang up, and they decided, looking around, to to utilize some work that had already been done called ISA 88. And what ISA 88 did, and that's a standard, but it's a committee, and they put together a state model of how a batch processing operation works. And so it's like, and then it defines all the stuff. So what's on, what's off, what's holding, what's waiting, what's this fault, and so on. And then you tie it together into a little model with boxes and so on that describes the interrelationships of all these things. They said, why don't we do that to a packaging machine? Let's define a typical packaging machine. Let's do it such that you could write code around that so that I can troubleshoot code. I know that this block of code goes to this state and this block of code goes to this state and that sort of thing. And I thought, boy, that's rational because that's how I learned to program in the early, gosh, when was that? The early 80s, late 70s, I guess is when I learned that. But so the thing is called PAC-ML. And PAC-ML got developed, and it's actually several years old now, and it's being adopted. Several companies are adopting it, both from a supplier standpoint and from an end-user standpoint. And we're still pushing that, trying to get people to adopt this PAC-ML idea and make a standardized thing. Why standardize? Some of the major consumer products companies and others want to see more standardization from the various machines coming in so that maintenance people know how to troubleshoot them, operators know how to operate them, engineers know how to specify them, and so standardization is good. Does that take away from the OEM's chance for competitive differentiation? No, you build on that. For one thing, you say, hey, I'm competitively different because I really implement PAC-ML, and you say, because I do that, now I can do other things like redesign the machine so that it's more efficient or lighter weight, or I can offer you standardized components for better maintenance and so on. So lots of reasons for that. So we have a person from Nestle, Brian Griffin, who's going to talk on Nestle's new language, PAC-ML. That'll be very important for you to learn. It's I think it's a coming thing. A lot of people are having success and making better sales, more profitable sales, using that kind of a thing. Another session is from Don Enstrom, who's Senior Director of Manufacturing and Engineering Services at Cliffstar Corporation, and it's gaining competitive advantage by building a common approach to performance measurement. Measurement's a problem. Everybody talks about OEE, but OEE is vague. It's a sum of three ratios, and if you don't know what goes into the ratios, you're screwed. So you can't compare anything if you don't have standards and a standard way of measuring and so on, or even a way to measure. And so it's a very important topic, and really looking forward to hearing that because I've been involved with this for a long time, and I want to see more ideas about how to actually implement this stuff. And then the final thing, unless I missed something on here, is a panel that actually I helped put together. Because one of the key things that I see going on is safety. And safety is very important for a lot of reasons. One, we want to keep our employees safe. We don't want hazardous machines. But if you design machines with safety in mind, you're also designing a machine with efficiency in mind. You want to keep it going. You want it up and efficient and running all the time. You want maximum uptime. And safe machines do that. If you rethink the way you build a machine and build in safety, you not only build in efficiency, you build in better ways to maintain it and troubleshoot it. And there are a lot of things that go on as a byproduct of having a safe machine. So we have a panel, and we have three experts, and with three different kinds of areas of expertise. We have Fred Hayes, who's Director of Technical Services at Packaging Machinery Manufacturers Institute, PMMI, and he's going to talk about the safety standards that PMMI has and how those implement and how they help machine builders and end users. And then we have Roberta Nelson Shea, and I've known her for many years now, and she has been greatly involved in various kinds of safety standards, especially robotics. And so she really knows standards, but she's also worked for a couple of companies with practical experience on building controllers and selling controllers and other safety equipment components and putting them in. So Roberta Nelson Shea will be part of this. And then we have an end user, Dave Harrington, who's Associate Director of Safety and Environmental in the beverage and grocery sectors of Kraft Foods. And so that'll be a three-person panel. Each one will talk for a little while, and then we'll take your questions. and I'll be moderating, and so if you don't ask questions, I will, or else I'll prod you to ask questions so that we get a lot of give and take, and you can really find out what you need to know about building a safe machine. Why would you do it? What are the standards you need to worry about? Where can you go for help, and all that sort of stuff. Bonus. There's a bonus session. Dave Chappell is back. Dave Chappell is an ISA 88. Remember I talked about that? He's an ISA 88 guru. He was behind a thing called Make to Pack. It's a technical report of ISA and the 88 committee, and the idea is using the ISA standards of ISA 88, ISA 95, which describes more like the MES layer that we talk about a lot. And he's got a thing called Connect and Pack. And he has done workshops, and these are like hands-on workshops where you come and you learn about implementing these things, these standards that are coming up. And on the day before, April 25th, for a half a day, Dave Chappell will be conducting this workshop. It's a slight additional extra fee, and you come in. But I have sat through these, and I'm really impressed with the way they put it together. I'm impressed with the people that come, and the questions that are asked, and the enthusiasm and willingness to learn. So come in the extra days and go to Dave Chappell's workshop on that. So it's the end of April. You've got plenty of time to plan. It's a great experience. We all get to talk and meet each other, and you network, and you ask questions, and you learn what's going on. So it's the Packaging Automation Forum. It's our 6th annual. They've been very successful. People really love them, and I'd love to see you there. And you can come now that you know what I look like. Don't be afraid to come and ask me questions, or tell me what I should be doing in automation world or whatever. So anyway, make your plans. Come and see us.